Hi, it's my favorite time of day, the time of day when I get to read a good book to you. Today we're going to read Cat Kong by Dav Pilkey. Have you ever heard of him? I bet you have. Maybe you've read Dogzilla before. Cat Kong and Dogzilla are kind of written along the same lines. They both are written like they're a movie. Maybe you've heard of the movie King Kong. That's what Cat Kong is supposed to be kind of like. Dav Pilkey likes to play with words a lot, and it makes his books really funny. In this book, you can hear a lot of alliteration. That's when he uses the same letter or same sound to start a bunch of words that are together in the sentence. He also uses figurative language, where he might use a saying like, curiosity killed the cat, but it's just a more fun way of saying something else. So when you're reading this, I suggest you go through and listen to it once just for fun, because it's a funny book, and then go back and look for the spots where he uses some of these tricky language things to help you understand the book. All right, Cat Kong. And he even makes it like a movie in the beginning, because it says starring Flash, Rabies, and Dwayne, and introducing Blueberry as the monster. Written and directed by Dav Pilkey. See, again, starring. Look at Blueberry. Does she look like a monster to you? And it's rated terribly silly. Some material may be too silly for grown-ups. All the animals used in these photographs are the author's pets. No harm came to them in the making of this book. One dark and perilous night, 3 mouse explorers sailed toward a strange, uncharted island. Captain Charles Limburger steered the tiny vessel, while Dr. Vincent Varmint and his beautiful assistant, Rosie Rodent, looked on. When they reached the island, the 3 explorers were astonished. A group of natives was performing an ancient ceremony, offering up a sacrificial can of tuna fish and repeating a mysterious chant. Here, kitty kitty, here, kitty kitty, here, kitty kitty. Suddenly, the island began to tremble. Crashing through the thick forest came the most frightening creature ever known to mousekind, the mighty Cat Kong. Meowing and hissing ferociously, the colossal cat took 3 giant kitty steps and tripped over the tuna fish can. Clunk! Cat Kong bumped his head on the ground and was knocked out cold. If only we could bring him back to the city with us, said Dr. Varmint. No, replied Rosie Rodent. It would be wrong to take this creature away from its natural habitat just to satisfy our scientific curiosity. Forget science, squeaked Dr. Varmint. Think of the money we could make. So the 3 explorers wrapped Cat Kong in a giant burlap bag and tied him tightly to the ship. As they sailed back to the great city of Mouseopolis, they took special care not to let the cat out of the bag. There's some figurative language. Several days later in downtown Mouseopolis, Dr. Varmint unveiled his discovery to a sold-out crowd. Ladies and gentlemice, he squeaked, I give you Cat Kong, the 9-lived wonder of the world. The audience cheered. Cat Kong, however, was not amused. The towering tomcat hissed and meowed wildly. Do not be afraid, Dr. Varmint told the crowd. There is no way this creature can escape. I repeat, there is no way this creature can escape. Well, actually, I could be wrong about that. Soon, the city of Mouseopolis was in a panic. The ferocious feline tore through the streets, knocking down buildings, ripping out power lines, and generally causing quite a ruckus. Captain Charles Limburger rushed off to organize a counterattack team, while the beautiful Rosie Rodent watched the destruction from her apartment window. Help! Cried the engineer. The cat's got my train. squeaked the butcher. "The cat's got my tongue." "Help," shrieked Rosie. "The cat's got me." Soon the crazed cat was heading straight for the top of the Romano Inn, while the beautiful Rosie tailing behind. Get it? She's on his tail. A fleet of airplanes quickly flew into action, but their weapons were useless against the meowing menace. It seemed as if nothing could stop the terrifying Cat Kong. Then suddenly, a squeaking ray of hope rocketed through the thick clouds of gloom and despair. Captain Charles Limburger to the rescue! Captain Limburger had a plan. He swooped close to Cat Kong and held out a red package tied with gold ribbons. "Hey, Cat," he shouted, "look what I've got." He circled again and again, shouting, "You'll never guess what's inside this package." Cat Kong stared intensely at the red package. With each passing second, the colossal kitty's interest grew and grew. Finally, Cat Kong could stand it no longer. He had to find out what was inside that package. With one swift paw, the puzzled pussycat reached out for the red package and lost his balance. Meow. Why do you think the author wrote it like that? I think you might be right, Bailey. It's so it sounds like he's falling, doesn't it? When the dust settled, a crowd of mice gathered to view the final resting place of the mighty Cat Kong. "He's fallen," said one mouse. "And he can't get up," said another. "Well," said the chief of police, "it looks as if beauty killed the beast." "No," said Dr. Varmint as he looked sadly into the glowing red horizon. "It was curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat." Isn't that a funny book? I hope you liked it, and if you did, you might want to check out Dogzilla as well. All right, remember to like and subscribe, and I encourage you to keep reading Dav Pilkey's books. They're always funny. All right, I will see you next time. Bye, Malik.